Hey guys, Coach Frisk here. Hope you all had a good Easter last week. It's been a while since I put up a video. Thought I'd fill you in. I've been keeping busy, doing a lot of cooking. Last week we made, we haven't been doing a lot of delivery. Every once in a while we'll do that and support, a local restaurant. But we've been keeping busy in the kitchen ourselves, and we've made enchiladas, chicken pot pie. We made a little bit of chicken stir fry at one point. Hold on, let me see. I got the actual menu of things here. So we even did a little buttermilk fried chicken. That was delicious. Tonight we're making pizzas, maybe empanadas. Those are the two things we still have to do before we hit the grocery store again. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Staying off of social media a little bit more, I find. There's just a lot of noise out there. I've got a couple of things that I like to follow along with, and that's about it. I've been keeping tabs on coaches that I know. I know new, but a dear friend of mine is now out of the hospital. Way to go, Coach Bruce. Hope you're doing okay. So there's been a lot going on, even in the times of quarantine. But the big thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is how to watch film. And then tied to that, we're going to also talk about breaststroke pulldowns. I think it's the one place in swimming's really evolved over the last 15, 20 years from a technical standpoint. The rules have changed significantly, so I thought that would be a fun tie to how to watch film, is kind of watching the evolution of the breaststroke pulldown. So, pulldowns. I used to always call them pull-outs, breaststroke pull-outs. And I didn't change referring to them as pull-downs until I got out here to SoCal. And quite honestly, I actually like the visualization more of the idea of a pull-down rather than a pull-out. I think with a pull-out, we start to do that initial pull, that initial out sweep a little too wide. We become unstreamlined and actually lose out a little bit on the speed that we've generated off the wall. For me, as always, it's about slowing down the least. You want to get that good power off the wall and then hold on to that speed as long as possible. So slowing yourself down with a wide pull-out really doesn't make any sense. So I stopped calling it a pull-out, or I try my best to not call it a pull-out, but I will slip every once in a while. Definitely like the idea of calling it a pull-down more. With the pull down, there's a couple stages. You push off, and nice tight streamline. Your hands are gonna, at that point, you're gonna do a dolphin kick. Then your hands are gonna break. You're gonna pull them down all the way down to your sides. Hands kind of almost in front of your thighs. Get very narrow, like you're trying to fit through a small tube. And then you're gonna bring your hands back up to the front as close to your body as possible, and then kind of kick and drive your hands and your body up to the surface and start swimming. That's kind of the basics of it. What's really kind of interesting is how that has changed. I mentioned the dolphin kick. The dolphin kick wasn't always there. And when it first got initiated or installed into swimming, is because Kosuke Kitajima had done one in 2004 off his 100 breaststroke, won the gold medal, became a big deal. But if you watch the film, and we're going to watch it in a little bit, you're going to notice that multiple people do the exact same thing and don't get disqualified. It was kind of a thing that elite breaststrokers were doing at that point anyway. In order to get a lot of power out of that initial pull down, they really wanted to use their full body, and what would happen is they would snap their hips. So that's kind of where that came from. From there, as I mentioned, I like to put it at the very beginning of the pull down. You're going to push off the wall in a streamline, and then you're going to do the dolphin kick, and then you're going to pull down. But initially, and even some people still do it now, where they do the dolphin kick as they pull their hands down. I think that's okay if you don't have a very good dolphin kick and you want to use the power of a dolphin kick, but you know that you're not going to get as much drive out of it as some people might. Also, I think the big thing with with pull downs is making sure that when you recover, you bring your hands in as close as possible to your body. Not a lot of people are aware of that. And they'll either bring your hands out way too wide to bring them to the front, and that's not very streamlined, or when they bring them underneath, they won't bring them as close to their body as possible. And both of those ways, you're pushing against water, and it's going to slow you down. So you want to bring those hands back up as tight to your body as possible underneath your body. So those are kind of my elements to a really good pull down. You want that dolphin kick at the front. Unless you're not as good of a dolphin kicker, then you can probably do it at the same time as your pull down. You don't want to pull out as much as you pull down. I think that's important. You want to pull that water down towards your feet and really kind of shoot yourself through the tube. And then on the recovery, bring the hands in as tight to your body as possible. And then you're gonna kick your hands kind of up and through. Once your hands are up at your eye line, kick your hands all the way through up to the surface, and then you're going to start swimming. Linked below, a nice little kind of instructional video of that, hitting the kind of the same points. And then what we're going to switch into next is watching film. All right, so before we get into this video work, my kind of big rules of thumb on film are you're going to want to watch something multiple times. You're going to want to watch it in multiple speeds. And that's it. Multiple times, multiple speeds. If you can do those things, you're going to be in really good shape. A lot of people, you know, they might just do film work like I do over at Think Tank, which is one-on-one. You know, the camera's on you. We're just watching you and your technique. There's another style of film to watch, and that's what we're going to do today, and that's watching kind of race film. It's a totally different beast. You're in the moment. You're just trying to go as fast as possible. And it's, you know, that's when your muscle memory kicks in. As much as you want to think that you're controlling yourself up there during those races are usually pretty set in stone beforehand from weeks and weeks, months of practice. So once you're actually up in the race, that's you kind of in your most instinctual form, displaying everything that you've learned. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. So watching race film is a little bit different than watching kind of film that we do in the think tank or just with a GoPro on the side of the pool. So let's dive into that now.
All right, so what I have pulled up for you guys right here is the men's 100 breaststroke from 2004. As I mentioned, this is kind of the beginnings of a dolphin kick in the breaststroke pull down. The guy that wins the gold medal in this race, Keisuke Kitajima, he'd also win the gold medal in the 200 breast at the 2004 games, and this will double up it in 2008 as well. So he's an all-time breaststroker. But when he comes off his 50 turn, you'll very clearly see him do a dolphin kick, and the gentleman next to him, Brendan Hansen, not do a dolphin kick. You'll also see, though, interestingly enough, is the guy closest to us in the camera is also going to be doing multiple dolphin kicks off his start, and he does not get disqualified in this race. So as much as it sucked that Brendan Hansen got snaked out of a gold medal, most of the international field was doing this illegal pull down at this point. So I'm going to watch some film here. Oh, let me put the mute on there. That was interesting. So first thing that we mentioned is we're going to come and we're going to watch something multiple times. So you can see right there, the guy closest to us did that breaststroke dolphin kick. We're going to also now, because there's multiple people, we're going to have to watch multiple lanes here multiple times. All right, you're going to watch the guy next to him. He doesn't do a dolphin kick as much. Now they're up and swimming. I'm going to go through this one more time. We're actually going to go to the turn. You know, you can slow this down. You can watch everybody's stroke here. Let's slow it down to half speed. Everybody's got a toggle on the side of their YouTube video where you can watch film. Everybody here has got unbelievable straight line every time they extend forward, getting as much out of their glide as possible. This is all good, but what we really wanted to get to is what's coming up right here, and that's kind of the turn that changed everything in breaststroke. Here we go. You're going to see Hansen and Kitajima. Boom. Huge dolphin kick from Kitajimi. He's the one closest to us here. We'll watch it one more time. Snap, pull through. Then he brings the hands up. Watch Hansen. He's the one below him. A little bit of a hip tuck, but nothing nearly as deliberate with his feet in terms of a dolphin kick. So that's the race that changed everything. Kitajima is going to come in here. He's going to win gold. As I mentioned, that dolphin kick wasn't legal though yet. It wouldn't be legalized by FINA until 2005. And so this was a highly controversial race. And the 200 breaststroke would be the same. As a matter of fact, people would get disqualified in the 200 breaststroke for doing a dolphin kick. That film is up on the link with this as well. Kind of want to fast forward you guys though to present day breaststroke. And a lot has happened in those 16 years. As I mentioned, in 2005, FINA finally made the dolphin kick legal, but your hands had to separate before you could do it. So if you watch 2008, the rule is legal and your hands have to separate. So there's a lot of different interpretations of when the best time to do the dolphin kick was. A lot of people doing it as soon as their hands separated, a lot of people doing it during the hands pulling down to their sides. So there was a lot of different theories, but by the time 2012 rolled along, you can pull up those videos as well. A majority of the top 8 at Olympics were doing the dolphin kick at the front, right as their hands separated before the pull down. And that even caused the rules to evolve even further. 2015, they changed the rules to say that your hands don't even need to separate anymore. You can do the dolphin kick and then the pull down. And so that's kind of where we are right now. April Fool's joke 2020, I saw on Swim Swam, they're talking about 15 meters of just pure dolphin kicking for breaststrokers. And quite honestly, I think that could happen sooner than we'd like. That element of breaststroke has definitely changed. Some say for the better, but that's another discussion for another day. But here's the women's 200 breaststroke from Rio, and kind of wanted to watch a couple of key elements here that I thought were pretty good. And this is going to be a great exercise in watching multiple styles of pull down or certain elements of certain pull downs. Here's the nice thing about the present day too. How much clearer are those camera angles? All right, so the first thing we're going to watch here is a yellow cap, middle of the pool. And the big thing that I want you to watch as we're going to replay this multiple times is how, almost there, here we go. How short a period of her time her hands are down at her side once she does her pull down. It's hands at the side, bringing the hands back up as close to her body as possible. I think a lot of people tend to override out that part of their pull down, and you're really slowing down at that point, and it's not for the best. You know, it does it there as well. But on this pull down, we're going to go back and we're going to watch who ends up being the eventual gold medal winner. Oops. Keep messing up on my timestamps here. Here we go. And we're going to slow this down too, so we can really see the snap, the pull downs, bring those hands in nice and tight, and that's how you do a really good pull down. Look at these above camera angle views. Everybody holding a nice clean line. You're also, on a side note, not seeing a lot of wide breaststroke kick there. You know, the heels are really turning out and doing most of the work. Here, let's watch another great pull down. Snap, the hands are still together out in front, and then she brings those hands in tight and close to her body. And that's how you win a gold medal. But, so, like I had mentioned before, the biggest elements in watching good video, be it of yourself or of 8 people in a pool like this, you're going to want to watch things multiple times at multiple speeds. Here's another element of breaststroke that's really good. Look at how everybody. This is the last 50 too. Look at how those elbows aren't getting caught. They're staying in front of the shoulders the best they can, keeping everything moving forward. Like look at that, right? Everything moving forward. Nice line on the neck. It's nice and neutral there. That's just top end breaststroke. And there's all this footage out there for you to watch. This might get taken down because I'm re-airing somebody else's copyrighted material. We'll worry about that when I get the email from YouTube. End of the day, though, there's tons of video where you can watch online of top end athletes to emulate them and try to be their best. And that's what we're trying to do every day in the pool, is we're trying to be the best that we can be. So we might as well watch and try to be like the very best in the sport. You can do that through watching film.
All right, I hope that was helpful and a little informative. Like I mentioned during that screenshot video, YouTube's got tons of footage out there of races to watch, and the more recent the swims, the better the camera angles and camera footage, and the wide angle shots where you've got 6-7 swimmers in a shot where you can watch and rewatch all of those people in high def, and it's awesome. And on your YouTube player, you've got a little toggle on the side where you can control the playback speed. So I think there's certain elements that you do want to watch in full speed, like that pull downs from hands being down at the side to hands coming back to the front, and seeing how fast that is in real speed. But there are other elements that you're going to have to slow down so that you can really break down what's going on. So multiple times, multiple speeds, that's the key to watching film. Hope you guys have a good week. coachfriskquestions@gmail.com. Stay positive. Talk to you soon.